Hey folks, Post here, welcome back to another Pokemon Massive Video, and today we're going to go over more like of data mine info. So right now we do have the rewards and missions and all that stuff and the medals for the Entei Legendary Arena, right? So did I just call it a Legendary Event? Anyways, Legendary Arena, right? Different things. And yeah, let's go over them. So this is thanks to Absolutely on Twitter for the data mine info. So let's check this out. So first of all, we got the first time clear rewards, and do keep in mind that they give out rewards based on how much damage you deal to Entei. So the more damage you deal, the more rewards you get, obviously, right? But yeah, they are in phases. So again, there's 3 stages, and for the first stage, when you take out Entei's first HP gauge, for the first time clear rewards, you get 50 gems and 20 level up, 3-star level up manuals. And then when you take out his second gauge, first time rewards are 50 gems and 10 elite 4 notes. For the third gauge, take that out, which is basically, I'd assume, taking Entei out completely. He only has 3 gauges. You get 100 gems and 1 4-star power up. Moving on to part 2. Take out the first gauge, 50 gems, 50 3-star level manual, which is a lot, actually, right? If you think about it. Second gauge, 50 gems and 15 elite 4 notes. Third gauge, 100 gems and 1 5-star power up, which is nice, right? Moving on to part 3, you get for the first gauge 100 gems, 50 3-star level up manuals, and then second gauge 100 gems, 20 elite 4 notes, and then third gauge just straight up 200 gems. So in total you get what? 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, and 800 gems. 800 gems, 4-star potential boost, 5-star potential boost, and a bunch of elite 4 notes and a bunch of level up 3-star level up manuals, which is nice. Again, not the biggest deal in the world, but I'll take the free gems and the all the other stuff, right? So that's for the first time clear rewards. Again, you do have to clear them based on how much damage you deal to them, right? Although I don't know how it's gonna work. Like, after you clear like 1 gauge out, are they gonna kick you out of the game, like out of the match, and then end it, and then you have to like go in again, or does it just keep on going, and then if you like clear all 3 gauges at once, you just get the cumulative rewards for like all 3? Hopefully it's the second, because the first would be kind of weird. But yeah, that's how that's gonna go, right? And as for as for the missions and all that stuff, right? The mission rewards, we got some more interesting stuff. So mission 109, complete the following legendary arena with 30 or fewer sync pairs. You get the bronze Entei medal, which by the way looks like that. Looks like something like that, right? Which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's that. And the thing about like this is, I think it pretty much confirms my my theory over here with that 30 number. It should be the number of sync pairs that you're allowed in this legendary arena, per attempt, right? 30. You should be able to use up to 30 sync pairs to try to beat it, right? So there's that. So this basically means if you clear it, right, 30 sync pairs or less. And then if you beat it with 15 or fewer sync pairs, you get an extra 500 co-op orbs, so that's nice. And then for part 2, if you beat it with 30 or fewer sync pairs, you get the silver medal. And then if you beat it with 15 or less sync pairs, you get 500 more co-op orbs. And then for mission 113, if you beat part 3 of the event, you get a gold medal. And then if you beat it with 15 or fewer sync pairs, you get 1,000 more co-op sync orbs. So that's what, 2,000 co-op sync orbs in total or something, right? And then if you beat part 3 with 12 or fewer sync pairs, so it looks like the max reward would be just 12 or less sync pairs on part 3. You get an extra 600 gems, so that's plus 800 over there. That's what 1.4k gems, which is a decent amount. That's what, almost half, almost like 5 summons, right? You're 100 away from like 5 summons. And then if you clear all these missions, you get the Diamond medal, which is Queller of Molten Flames, which sounds pretty cool. Hopefully looks cool as well. I mean, it should be basically this medal, but like diamond. But yeah, you get to flex it off, show it off afterwards. But the legendary event, I said legendary event, said that again. Legendary arena should be pretty difficult because there's a few things for it, right? If you guys do remember the developer letter, I think it was 10, right? It showed screenshots of the legendary arena, and in those screenshots, there was like one screenshot that showed that Entei had two shields, the physical and special shield, right? Which shields you from, physical and special attacks. And then on another screenshot afterwards, where it had lesser, HP gauges, it showed that in addition to those two shields, it also had like a third, like crit shield, right? It seems. So there's that as well. So yeah, crit shields. So basically, a lot of units that rely on a lot of crit to do damage would be not as great here, right? The one that comes to mind really quick for me is Glade, right? Glade relies on a lot of crit to do a lot of its damage, so it probably won't be as good as some other sync pairs in this scenario, right? Also, lucky skills for all of you who rolled Critical Strike 2. Basically, well, you can't activate it if you can't crit, right? So you're not getting anything from Critical Strike 2 there as well. Thankfully, it should be like only for like one phase of it though. So there's also that. It's like if I were to guess, it's probably going to start out with nothing, and then like once you take out one move gauge, you'll put up like the two in the physical and special shields, and then when you take out two gauges with one more left, it's probably gonna just bring up the crit shield as well. Do keep in mind that none of these shields go away; they're all permanent. Because there was one line saying, "Oh, the opponent's field effects are permanent." Right, and also do keep in mind those are field effects, so you can't really break it with unhindrance with Haxorus or whatever it's called again, unhindered with Haxorus or Sunseal Strike from Solgaleo, because that's what I thought at first. I thought, oh, maybe we could use like Solgaleo, Haxorus, kind of cheese it, right? Break through the crit, but you can't actually do that because if you read Solgaleo's move description, right, it says it bypasses, if I could find Solgaleo here, just to get the accurate move description. And also, we already tried it out. It doesn't work, right? So, let's see. Ignores passive skills that would protect their target against critical hits. Passive skills. It has to be passive skills. So it works on vigilance, right? Because vigilance is passive, but it does not work on field effects, which would be the shields, right? So can't cheese it like that, unfortunately. So yeah, a lot of these crit units would get hurt quite a bit in that potentially last phase, right? So there's that. There's also potential for Entei to set up Sun for himself, right? Unless the field effect thing is just referring to the shields, which is possible, but it could also be possible. It could also be referring to like weather stuff, right? If it sets up like a permanent Sun, that would A, hurt a lot, B, make some units very interesting here, like stuff like Ho, right? Ho could be very interesting. Ho Venusaur, just spamming, although Venusaur is weak to fire, just spamming Solar Beam would do a lot of damage, right? You could potentially run Double Striker in that scenario, right, with Ho, and something else because 2-gauge and all that stuff, right? And also Lyra could be interesting, and especially since the enemy Entei does have Hyper Beam, which hurts a lot, right? If you could have Lyra in there, set up light screen, also utilize the sun to give buffs, that would be nice as well. Except for one fact, which is that Lyra is unfortunately weak to fire, which is what's Entei's type. So yeah, a lot of really, really interesting stuff that could potentially go on here, right? So it looks like it's going to be difficult. I don't think it's going to be like impossible to beat for a lot of folks, especially free-to-play players, because like it is like 30 units. So yeah, I'm pretty sure folks could beat it with 30 units. It's just some people might not be able to beat it with only like 12 units, right? Or 15 units. But yeah, it does look like it's going to be a relatively difficult event, which is pretty exciting. Because up to now, a lot of people have been complaining. Everything in the game is super easy. There's no point getting stronger sync pairs. You just roll over everything with whatever strong units you have. And that's relatively true. Like, even the Battle Villa, which is relatively challenging, is actually not that hard, right? I mean, you get a lot of days to do it. And for this one, you basically get unlimited attempts, right? If you screw up, you could reset, all that stuff. And by reset, I don't mean the reset exploit that folks use in Battle Villa or whatever, right? It's like reset your progress, right? If you're already like dealt X amount of damage to Entei, but you aren't like really satisfied with how it's going, right? Instead of just going in and trying to like just have all your units die or whatever, you could just like press reset and resets Entei's health bar to the max, all that stuff. So for example, if you screwed, if you don't think that run was good, if you already used more than 15 sync pairs or used more than 12 sync pairs, you could start all over again, right? There's no limit like Battle is, or at least at the moment it seems like there's no limit to how many times you could attempt this, right? So you should have a limited attempts, again, just according to stuff we know at the moment. Stuff can change, at a drop of the hat with all this stuff. So anyways, yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy this video. So on my channel for some more Pokemon content. I haven't touched any medals yet. I'm saying that for a stream later today so we could, grind out the medals on stream. See how quickly we could get all the medals for the Battle ones, which we can't do at the moment. And yeah, see how quickly we could get those medals. So that should be fun. Tune in to that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.